Damn bees. Anyway, bees, hornets, I don't care. Just stay the hell away from me. That's how I feel about my government, too. Just leave me alone. I don't like having to worry about it, but I do. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm probably a raging independent. And I'm afraid. Well, it sounds absurd. I know it sounds absurd, but I am. And, I know it's a little ridiculous. But if things get weirder, I just have this feeling that this government, the current one, in 2007 September, wants to, whether they'll be able to or not, I don't know, but wants to be able to set up a national emergency so they can declare martial law. Martial law is not something I want to live under. And I just want to be left the hell alone. I mean, I've never had to deal with martial law, so what is that going to mean? Is it going to mean that we're taken from our homes and taken to other places? Is it going to mean that we have to stay in our homes and we can't go anywhere? I mean, we're going to have to need permits to go shop for groceries, and then the stores won't have near as much because the trucks can't get through. What does it mean? Oh. I know I don't want it. That I do know. I know I don't want it. I don't want to live under martial law. I don't want to live in a country with a manufactured emergency and under martial law and have policemen be put into the situation where they have to restrain citizens. Maybe shoot citizens. We have when I went to the peace vigil, I was so fearful. I thought, oh God, please let everyone behave themselves so we won't get arrested and beat down with billy clubs, because I still remember the Democratic Convention in Chicago and the demonstrations and people being hit with billy clubs and being afraid, oh God, can it come all the way down here? 100 and something blocks south of Chicago, can it get down here? And I asked my dad that, and he said, I don't think so. I think we're okay here. I was still scared to death. That wasn't even a condition of martial law. That was some demonstrations for the Democratic Convention. But what'll it mean? Will it mean that we're under house arrest? Will it mean that we're under, that we can't move about freely without permits? Would it mean I'd lose this house? Because everyone would lose the rights to their own property? I don't know what it means. I just don't know what it would mean. And I'm afraid. Is that wrong? Is that silly of me to be afraid of losing the ability to sit out here on a beautiful windy day, warm and windy, in late September, What does it mean? I'm afraid of the unknown, and I'm afraid of the things I do know because people are displaced during things like martial law and war and things like that, and they're told to go somewhere else. And do they ever get to go home? And if they go home, is it the same as when they left it? And that's why I started making my film internment, which I do have to finish up and get sent somewhere. It's about being taken away from your home and put in an internment camp because you refuse to comply with the requirement. I guess in order not to drive myself absolutely crazy, what I have to do is take each day as it comes. Enjoy this day for how pretty it is. Sid, you once asked me what were my fears. I only told you some. This I'm afraid of. Ever since the break into my house, I've thought, geez, they didn't steal anything. Did they leave things behind? I haven't found anything like surveillance bugs or anything, but did they leave stuff behind? Am I under surveillance because I disagree with the president? I don't know. Weirder things have happened in the past, and I think weirder things will even happen in the future. Pisses me off because this does not bode well for my nieces and nephews who are just a little younger than me, for their kids, which, you know, are, one is older than college, one's in college, and the rest are smaller. And their kids, what's that bode for them? I mean, that's just, I'm afraid. I once had a dream when I was a child. It has stuck with me because of its violence and intensity and reality. And basically in that dream, I am a half a block away on the street in front of my house, but not in front of my house, a half a block away, heading toward my house. And a crowd of people with clubs and sticks and weapons is approaching me. I'm just trying to get to my house. And I die in front of the other people's house before I ever get back. That was a dream. Why do I have this feeling now that it could actually come true? That things are going to get so upended and violent that that's going to come true. I don't want it. No one wants it. So, yeah, I've kind of lost it. I mean, since 9/11 and then since my break-in, I've developed some unhealthy thoughts. And even though I try and get past those unhealthy thoughts and try and think healthy thoughts, it's getting harder and harder the more I watch the news. Yeah, some people would say, well, why do you watch it? Well, because it's life. It's what's happening. I'd rather live my life awake, thanks, even though it scares crap out of me. I don't want to be scared, but I don't want to be caught off guard either.